This is video 2 that corresponds to Unit 2, Part 2, Lecture PowerPoint Notes for Unit 2 in Top Hat. Here we're going to help us to define between units for heat measurements. So when we're taking a look at heat units, they're either going to be the joule for SI units or calories for the metric unit. So a lot of chemical reactions, you're going to see the joule or kilojoules. Remember, kilo means 1,000. So kilojoules means 1,000 joules, or kilocalories means 1,000 calories. Please note that the food labels on American food items are labeled with the capital CAL. Remember I told you in chemistry, all capital and lower cases means something. Notice that capital CAL is the food calorie is equal to 1 kilocalorie. Notice lowercase cal is 1 calorie, whereas capital CAL represents 1 kilocalorie. So the way that we identify a calorie is that it is the temperature, it is the amount of energy that is needed to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water by 1 degree Celsius. And so 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. And this is an exact amount. So we can convert between calories and joules by using this equality, where 4.184 joules is 1 calorie. And we can swap that around depending on how we're doing our conversions. 1 kilocalorie now is equal to 4,184 joules. And this you can use as a conversion factor as well. So American food labels use this capital CAL mainly because, can you imagine if you had a 100 calorie snack and it said 100,000 calories? That's essentially what that means. And so a lot of food items that come from different countries use the kilojoule instead. Let's do a little bit of practice. So a defibrillator gives a high energy shock output of 360 joules. What is this quantity of energy in calories? You always write what you're given. We're given 360 joules. And what we need is the number of calories. Remember, in order to solve every problem, we have to figure out what conversion we need to get from one to the next. Since we're going from 1 joule to a calorie, we're going to use 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. So how many calories do we have? You always start any calculation with the given amount, which is 360 joules times the conversion factor. When we set up our conversion, what's going to be on top? Is it going to be the joules on top or the calories on top? Remember, we need calories. So we're going to set up our conversion so that our joules are on the bottom. So our joules cancel out and we're left with calories. We end up with 86.04 calories. How many significant figures are there in this 360 joules? Remember that 0 is not significant. Only way it would be significant is if it had a decimal place here following the 0. So our final answer must be 86 calories. Please note that all calculations must consider the correct number of significant figures. Let's do another. Each day, the average European woman consumes food with an energy content of 7,525 kilojoules. What is this daily intake in kilocalories or food calories? Remember, food calories are kilocalories or capital C. So what are we given? Q is what we call energy, right? We're given the amount of energy, Q, 7,525 kilojoules, and I need kilocalories. These are food calories. So what am I doing here? I'm going from kilojoules to joules to calories to kilocalories. Can you go directly from kilojoules to kilocalories? We can, but just in case, you only want to remember one thing at a time. So I just like to remember one conversion, which is 1 calorie is 4.184 joules, right? So going from kilocalories to kilojoules, I'm always going to start with what I'm given. I was given 7,525 kilojoules. Now, my first conversion is going to be kilojoules to joules. And that is that first step that we see here, right? My kilojoules cancel out. And now I want to go from joules to calories. Well, how do I do that? I use that 1 calorie per 4.184 joules. Notice that I put the calories on top and the joules on the bottom so that my joules cancel out and I'm left with calories. My last step now is to convert from calories to kilocalories. So that is a metric conversion. How many calories are there in 1 kilocalorie? Remember, a kilo represents 1,000. So 1 kilocalorie is worth 1,000 calories. And that is our final step here. And we're left with kilocalories. Our calories cancel out. Our 1,000 cancels out. And so we plug in our calculator, 7,525 divided by 4.184, and we get 1,798.5 kilocalories. However, we have to have how many significant figures? We started with 1, 2, 3, 4 sig figs. So our answer is 1,799 kilocalories. Now, could I have taken these 2 steps and condensed them into one? Yes, I could, because 1 kilocalorie is 4,184 joules, right? And we could have just used this one simple step. Now notice we still had to go from kilojoules to joules in order to do this kilocalories to joules.